You are about to learn about a ruler so consumed by power that he tried to eliminate sleep from his court entirely. What happened to his mind and everyone around him, neuroscience only explained 2 centuries later. His name was Peter the Great, Tsar of Russia. He worked 20-hour days. He expected his advisors to match him. Rest was weakness. Sleep was surrender. Court records from the early 1700s document how Peter summoned ministers in the middle of the night, demanded military reports before dawn, and held banquets until sunrise. Then immediately began the next day's business. He called sleep lovers the enemies of progress. What he did not know was that he was running a live human experiment on sleep deprivation, and the results were catastrophic. Here is what was actually happening inside those sleep-starved bodies. When you sleep, your brain activates something called the glymphatic network. Discovered in 2013 by neuroscientist Maiken Nedergaard at the University of Rochester. Your brain physically shrinks during deep sleep, allowing fluid to flush out toxic waste proteins, including amyloid beta, the compound linked to Alzheimer's disease. Without sleep, those toxins accumulate. Your brain begins to poison itself. Peter's entire court was drowning in that poison. After 72 hours without sleep, the human brain starts generating hallucinations. Paranoia sets in. Violent mood swings take over. Decision-making collapses. What historians recorded as Peter's famous rages, the unpredictable executions, the sudden reversals of policy, the open court beatings, align almost perfectly with the documented profile of chronic sleep deprivation. He had his own son tortured to death. He personally executed a man for falling asleep during a meeting. His mind was unraveling, and he had engineered it himself. Researcher Matthew Walker documented that after just 1 week of sleeping 6 hours or less, the human brain shows measurable gene disruption. Immune response degrades, cardiovascular risk spikes, cognitive function drops to levels equivalent to being legally drunk. Peter the Great rarely slept more than 4 hours. He died at 52. Cardiovascular failure, profound mental deterioration in his final years. His physicians could not explain it. Modern sleep science can. But Peter was not unique. He was a pattern. Napoleon Bonaparte, who boasted he needed only 4 hours of sleep, made his most catastrophic military decisions precisely when his sleep deprivation was at its worst. His disastrous 1812 invasion of Russia. His sluggish response at Waterloo. Historian Andrew Roberts noted that those closest to Napoleon described a man who, in earlier years, possessed lightning tactical instincts, and who, by 1815, seemed incapable of that same speed of thought. That is not age. That is a brain running on empty for 2 decades. Queen Victoria, by contrast, slept 9 hours a night and lived to 81. Extraordinary for her era. Her reign became the longest of any British monarch before her. Whether by instinct or fortune, she had stumbled onto what science would later confirm. Sleep is not rest. It is maintenance. The period during which your brain repairs the damage the day inflicted on it. Every hour you cut short is a debt your neurons carry forward. The monarchs who burned brightest burned fastest. The ones who endured, who held power across decades, who made decisions that held, were almost uniformly the ones who protected their sleep. Peter the Great wanted to conquer time itself, to extract more hours from every day than nature allowed. He built a navy from nothing. He modernized an empire. He rewrote the Russian calendar, and then his own brain, deprived of the one thing it could not function without, turned against him. Tonight, when you push past midnight because there is still more to do, you are making the same calculation Peter made. The empire always feels worth it, until the day your mind starts collecting what you owe.